majority's here. We can start. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Alan. I see you're still wearing your wedding gown. And I will continue to wear it till the marriage is saved. Oh, Soren!
Do you think he came to see how she's holding up?
Soren, my love, you came all the way to the courthouse just to see me? Oh, Soren, I don't know what to say.
Blueprints.
Huh?
The engine blueprints. I can't find them. Do you know where they are?
Oh,
my god.
they're in your room. First shelf on the bottom of the right-hand side.
Ah, I see.
Oh, he's leaving
Damn.
already?
Don't tell me he just came to ask about some stupid blueprints. Is he really that cold of a person, or is that just how he comes off, I wonder?
What about me, Soren?
Ellen,
He's back.
come home soon. I'm lost without you.
Soren! Buff.
Later.
Dog.
See you, bitches.
Looks like showing your vulnerabilities is the fastest way to capturing a woman's heart. You should take notes on this, Nick.
Please leave me out of this. I'm a bi disaster. Anyway, it looks like Soren isn't big on words. That's fine. Some people aren't. But it's clear that he cares about Ellen. Knowing that, I actually feel kind of relieved.
Good morning.
Mr. Wright? I just absolutely can't be found guilty, you hear? Don't worry. I'm going to do everything I can to prove your innocence. Thank you, Mr. Wright! Oh, hey, Meekins.
The trial's about to start, sir.
Edgeworth. Knowing him, he's not going to yield an inch. So I just got to fight with everything I got and save Ellen. I swear to fucking God, if we get Larry, I'm gonna be so fucking distraught.
Court is now in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. That's line, that's line. I hate all of you.
Good off, Roger.
It makes me want to drink.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
Maya gets it.
I was I was dying for a real burger the whole time I was away.
What kind of drink are you referring to, sir?
We could make it a welcome
Whiskey
back
drink,
party for
a
Maya.
vodka drink, a lager drink, a cider drink.
You know, whiskey drinks.
I'll sing the songs that remind me of the good times and the songs that remind me of the not Phoenix Wright time!
Letting the days go by.
How about it, Edgeworth? You want a drink?
That's a different song altogether, Neo!
Oh.
How did you get Chumbawamba and Talking Heads mixed
It just
up?
kind of sounded like the rhythm.
Talking Wamba.
I
I thought you were supposed to be the music person here. What the
don't
fuck?
know. I don't know what happened.
I have no intention of cavorting with my enemies. At least not here. Now then, Your Honor, let us start this trial at once.
It must have been like a mashup in my head or something.
Oh, you're still not one for lighthearted banter, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? Jokes and good humor are beyond worthless in the court of law.
Guess we'll just have to have the party without him then.
However, after the conclusion of this trial, I might consider joining you for a little welcome back party. Are you familiar with Eyes Wide Shut? Certainly wouldn't mind an invite at the very least.
Emotionally constipated. Use that
He's still as emotionally constipated as ever, I see.
Edgeworth leaps across the courtroom like a fucking hunter.
I hear a hunter.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth,
Oh,
if you could
Go-
please go over the details of this case with
literally
us.
constipated.
Please tell me this man's pun is dumbass.
Probably not.
The victim was Dumas Gloomsbury, a servant in the Sprocket household. He was in attendance at the wedding reception that occurred from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mr. Gloomsbury apparently felt some animosity towards Ellen Wyatt, and so, a bit after the reception ended at 10 p.m., he assaulted Miss Wyatt with the intent to kill her. The defense fought back and ended up killing Mr. Gloomsbury. In other words, it was justified self-defense, correct? If that's the case, then the defendant might not be criminally responsible.
He's right. Worst case scenario, I could go for self-defense to avoid a criminal charge. I wonder how Edgeworth plans to counter that, though.
The prosecution's first witness will make my view on the matter quite clear, Your Honor. Very well. Bailiff, please bring in the first witness.
And? Oh, hey, Emma.
What is up with your ankle?
Oh, I don't know. There's the heel bone. It's probably the heel bone.
Yeah.
That... If that's her heel bone, her fucking ankle's broken.
I can walk just
Please state your name and occupation, witness.
Emma Sky, forensic investigator. And I'd just like to say, sir, the being in the same courtroom as you is a great honor.
Yeah, they haven't. I don't think they've been in the same. Yeah, they haven't been in the same court since Rise from the Ashes. All that time ago.
Notice me,
Yeah.
senpai.
Oh, that's right. You're a fan of Edgeworth, aren't you, Emma?
Move, I'm gay.
We're good friends and all, Mr. Wright. But just this once, I intend to faithfully and fully testify for the prosecution. And I do mean that wholeheartedly.
I expect no less from you. There's a bomb strapped to your chest.
Sir, I'm going to do my very best. I get Raspa's freezing my tongue.
Looks like you lost the popularity contest to Mr. Edgeworth, Nick.
Nah, I really could care less. Besides, just see who's the better lawyer once I win this trial.
Yeah, maybe then you'll actually really care less.
Now, Detective Sky, if you please.
The murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper. The victim was hit with it from behind and he fell over right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body holding the murder weapon. The victim was struck twice, by the way. The victim was struck twice.
He was struck twice?
That's right. There's no mistake about it. The first blow was to the back of the victim's head. It was hard enough to knock him unconscious. Yet, despite the fact that he had been immobilized by the first blow, the defendant delivered a second fatal blow to the side of the victim's head.
Which means... what exactly?
Ah, there we go. I figured it would go right over your head. What was that?
Someone's
I think
phone.
that was the phone.
Amber Alert.
Let's put it this way. By striking the victim the second time, the defendant killed her last chance to escape any criminal wrongdoing. She did? But how, Mr. Edgeworth? The defendant may have been fighting back because she was being attacked. However, she then went on to deliver a fatal blow to a man who was already fully unconscious.
Nick, is he saying what I think he is?
I don't feel so well.
Oh, feels so good, Mr. Wright.
Right, for the love of God, how long have you been doing this? You should be used to it at this point. Stop fucking looking like you're about to puke.
Cause I wanna go home and sleep.
Go home and be a family man.
And thus, Mr. Wright has justified self-defense been removed from the table. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant killed the victim with murderous intent. Allow me to belatedly submit the victim's updated autopsy report.
So that's why he was acting all smug. A little more smug than usual. I don't feel so
It's
good.
fine, right? It's not like we're going to plead self-defense anyway, right?
Right, but now the judge has a negative impression of Ellen.
Mass, I have a question. Do I dare even consider buying the Bugsy collection when it comes out?
No.
What could possibly go wrong?
What?
What could possibly go wrong?
Like, you just hear it from the closet in hushed tones.
What could possibly go wrong?
In all seriousness, we don't know what's in it, what all's in it, so maybe it could have the later games
Look,
occur.
look, feeling.
Not bad. Not good, but not bad.
I'm sure all 3D is going to be on the collection, right?
What?
Is Bugs in 3D? You know the.
I don't think we know what all's in the collection yet. I think it was just announced. It's not as cut and dry as Gex, where, you know, there are 3 Gex games. There's like 6 Bubsy games.
He may not get to prosecute much anymore, but he definitely hasn't lost his touch.
You stupid idiot. You dumbass motherfucker. Have this goddamn motherfucking updated autopsy report. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I gotta do something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
The victim was hit with a clock. Objection! Phoenix Wright won.
Detective Sky, I'm afraid I have to apologize in advance. Well, not really.
For what?
For embarrassing you in front of your idol.
What do you mean?
If you take a look at this photo of the crime scene, you'll see that the victim is lying on his back. But if the victim had been hit from behind as you claim, then he should have fallen over into the lantern face down. It's not enough to simply take someone's side, Detective Sky, even if it's Mr. Edgeworth.
There does appear to be a flaw in Detective Sky's testimony.
Mr. Wright! If you think I'm just gonna back right down, then you're sadly mistaken.
Emma is unusually fired up today.
Don't forget, she's in front of her. Oh, I just forgot. I didn't even announce that I was back. Don't forget, she's in front of her hero, Nick. If the Steel Samurai came to watch this trial, I'd want to do I want to do my absolute best too.
Listen, Mr. Wright. It's entirely possible that the defendant moved the victim's body after he fell over. In that case, there wouldn't be any contradiction, right?
Indeed, that was an excellent counter-argument, Detective.
You can count on me, sir. So, what do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
It is possible that the victim's body was moved after he fell into the lantern. It's not possible. Sorry, detective, but there's no way the victim's body was moved after his death.
Oh, really? What makes you so sure?
One look at this here, and it should become obvious.
Take that!
Wow, fuck.
What exactly are you pointing?
Oh, well, as you can see here, I'm fucking fucked. Ah! Fuck.
Oh damn, there's security fucking everywhere on SmackDown. Oh, howdy's the kill?
Take that!
Wait!
Shite.
Is it this part?
Take that!
There we go.
Those broken bits of the lantern?
Yes, if the body had been moved after the fact, these fragments would have fallen out of it. But as you can clearly see, they're lying perfectly undisturbed on top of the body. This means that the victim must have been lying face up from before the lantern even broke.
But wait a minute, if that's true, then when was the victim killed? I mean, the lantern was still whole during the reception, right?
Right, which means we just overturned a major assumption about this case. If the victim was already dead before the lantern was even broken, then the body must have been inside the lantern since before the reception started. In other words, the defense asserts that the victim was killed before the wedding reception! In short, when Miss White was seen standing in front of the body after reception, it wasn't the moment just after the murder was committed. It was the moment she happened to discover the body, just as Miss White claims.
Objection!
Oh,
Whether the act was committed before or after the reception is entirely inconsequential. Ow! Sorry, something flew in my eye. After all, it was the defendant who prepared the reception hall for the event in question. Therefore, when the murder occurred, changes nothing with regards to her guilt. killed the victim before the reception, as you claim. Then tried to hide the body in the lantern after the event ended.
Objection!
Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, where would the body have been hidden during the reception in your scenario?
That's...
Even you have to admit, Mr. Edgeworth, that this has to open up a new possibility.
Do explain, Mr. Wright.
Well, if Miss White didn't commit the crime in the reception hall, then that means someone, somewhere, put the victim's body into the lantern.
I suppose that makes sense. The dead body couldn't have put itself in there.
Exactly, Your Honor. In other words, if the murder actually occurred before the reception, it opens up the new possibility that...
Excuse me.
Oops. The victim was killed some other way!
Objection!
What does the victim's time of death have anything to do with how he was killed? I suggest you read the autopsy report again, Mr. Wright. Gun. Especially the part that states the victim was clubbed to death with the timekeeper.
It was worth a try.
Mortis.
Ah!
Morty!
If the body was hidden inside the lantern,
You know, one day these benches are gonna break.
then it's possible that the body was moved along with it from somewhere else.
Oh, my ear ringing. What the fuck? Hold on, 1 minute. Ah. Oh, we'll do my line.
And Neo died.
Oh, you're right.
You can run that mouth of yours all you want. But do you have any evidence to support what's coming out of it, Mr. Wright?
Of course I do. I think the answer lies in a piece of evidence and in something that was left at the crime scene that will point us to where the victim was really killed.
Very well, Mr. Wright. In that case, what proves the lantern and the body removed from somewhere else.
Take that!
Photo of the victim again?
Yes. I like the court to focus on this thing right here.
Look at that fucking flashlight that looks like it's fucking photoshopped in.
Flower petals, Mr. Wright. Flower petals?
A light bulb.
Me when I got an idea. These petals are from a kind of flower that were not present. These petals are from a kind of flower that were not present in the reception hall. This means they must have gotten into the lantern when it was somewhere else.
And just where do you propose this somewhere else to be, Mr. Wright?
I propose that this piece of evidence will tell us where the flower petals came from.
Take that!
Please take a look at the flowers in this picture of the hold. Notice how their petals are of the same shape as the petals in the crime scene photo?
Yes, I see. They do look to be from the same kind of flower.
Objection!
Is that really all you got? A flower is a flower is a flower. They're all the same. What do they call what you presented compelling evidence? I'm afraid I couldn't disagree with you more, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh? I give a flower of this type to my lovely wife when we were young. So I can assure you that this is very meaningful and compelling evidence indeed. The soundness of my judgment in this matter is backed by nothing less than pure love! But, Your Honor...
Let it go, Mr. Edgeworth. You clearly don't know much about flowers. It's not like you have anyone you actually give any to after all. Damn! But maybe you should study up on them, just in case the opportunity presents itself.
Right? That one's coming out of your ass. Pulls out the whip, places on the table. This from the man who only knows the names of 3 types of flowers.
That's hardly relevant to the case at hand.
Arguing like a fucking old married couple.
The defense asserts that it's highly probable that the victim was killed in the hold. If the body was then placed in a lantern and moved to the reception hall for some reason, it would completely destroy the prosecution's case.
Then you mean the body was...
Yes, the victim body was inside the lantern during the entire beautiful wedding reception, while the defendant and her betrothed were celebrating their love.
I'm surprised they didn't smell anything. The funk of death.
Objection!
Your smooth talk might work on his honor, but it won't work on me.
What are you talking about now?
Oh.
Take another look at all the evidence take another look at all of the evidence, and you'll soon see what I mean.
I wish you would just tell me already.
Detective Sky, I'm sure you've already figured out what I'm talking about, correct?
Of course, sir. Mr. Wright is the only one here who hasn't. Why don't you leave this to me, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, let's see what you can do. Detective Sky, please give your testimony to this court.
The victim could not have been killed before the reception. The autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was after the reception. And that estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could be wrong. It's clear Mr. Gloomsbury was killed after the reception. And that completely contradicts your claim.
I guess so.
Tell me, you took at least a cursory glance at the autopsy report, Mr. Wright?
No. Now I did.
Oh.
It appears you've grown rusty since our last outing. Might I suggest you go back and brush up on the basics? The last few months of basics has been nearly dying.
Sure. Though I must say, you're as cocky as ever, Mr. Edgeworth. I have you know that I took down a... Wait, that was Apollo. Never mind, I can't claim that. I have you know that I took down a spot... Wait, I had help. I can't claim that.
I beg your pardon.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright?
I'm just saying that I'll go back to basics if that's what Mr. Edgeworth wants. I'll prove how badly he underestimated me with a good old-fashioned cross-examination. I'ma slap you with my dick.
What the hell is going on? Someone firing fireworks? Very well, let's see. Let's see you put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Wright.
Objection!
I admit that the estimated time of death does contradict my theory.
Fireworks. Sorry for being a little weird there. There's someone firing off fireworks.
Ave. It's not me this
Not
time,
the
I swear.
fucking fourth, you cunt!
It's not me this time, I swear.
No, it's around here. Just like. That's a lot of fucking fireworks. The fuck is this firework display? Sounds super goddamn close.
Skipper.
Finally, that means your theory that the victim was killed before the reception.
It's still entirely plausible.
What makes you think that?
The killer could have falsified the time of death by using a certain item in the reception hall. Please take a look at this.
And what is that contraption, Mr. Wright?
It's a fog machine, Your Honor, used to create a special romantic atmosphere in the hall.
And this machine could have been used to falsify the time of death?
Yes, Your Honor, because this machine uses dry ice to perform its magic.
Dry ice? Isn't that, like, stupid and dangerous?
Yeah,
Ah,
kind
yes,
of.
the super cold stuff commonly used to make theatrical fog, right? Maybe in the 90s, Judge! I see, so your claim is that the dry ice was used to keep the body cold?
Oh.
I need to look this up.
In that case, I guess the victim could have been killed before the reception.
Huh. Oh, we still use dry ice. Okay.
I mean, some people do, but generally not used because, you know, generally speaking, suffocating actors is not a good thing.
True. I mean, when you're on a budget.
True, still. Suffocating your actors is not a good idea unless you're into that shit, and even then save that shit for not the fucking stage. Order! Order in the court. Oh, that was a terrible order. Ugh. I'm so used to doing the other judge. I'm rocky on this judge. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this development? That the victim was killed in the hold before the wedding reception. The prosecution acknowledges the possibility of this claim.
Now we're getting somewhere.
The prosecution would also like to thank you, Mr. Wright.
Huh? For what?
I didn't know how a certain piece of evidence fit into this case. But now, thanks to you, I do.
What piece of evidence?
To get into the hold, one needs a key card like this one. And here we have a record of those who entered the hold with such key cards. We're just speedrunning Phoenix Wright 1 at this point.
Honestly, yeah.
Alright, roll out the cowboy.
Yeehaw.
Oh.
We just not gonna talk about how Pierce Nicodies right there?
Yep.
I do say, what do you...
The butler's fucking dying.
Not the elder.
I breathed in a little bit of spittle.
Mm.
These times aren't specified, but these are the last 3 entries on the day of the murder. And as you can see, the last person to enter the hold that day was the defendant.
What? What?
So the one who moved the body out of the hold must have been... That's right. It was none other than the defendant. Nah, take that.
Hey, Nick, take a look at this entry record. There are a couple of other names on here besides Ellen's.
Hey, you're right. Thank you, Maya. According to entry record, Mr. Edgeworth, Pierce Nicodee has also gone to the hold. Isn't it possible that he could have been the culprit?
Objection!
I just realized what Pierce Nickody's name is. Persnickety.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry, but Mr. Nickety was escorted a few of the guests at the time. I'm sure they would have been happy to testify to that fact if you'd like. Think be cocky all you like, Mr. Wright, but my confidence is rarely misplaced. Any other thing. That was a cock joke.
Nah.
Now then, it's probably safe to assume that after killing the victim in the hold, the defendant moved his body to the hall in order to dispose of it discreetly.
What do you mean by discreetly?
The defendant volunteered to take care of the reception's cleanup personally. I mean, she would have had a chance to dispose of anything in any way she wanted, including taking the lantern off the airship without raising any suspicion. Don't tell me you didn't know about Miss Wright volunteering for cleanup duty, Mr. Wright.
For my last task, I could serve at the Sprocket household. I offered to take on the preparation and cleanup of the reception banquet. I see. Ah!
Look at you, purple. Sweating buckets like a rookie even after all these years. Nevertheless, thank you for proving that the only person who could have killed the victim in the hold is... Ellen Wyatt.
Ah! Great job, Phoenix. Now we're back to square one.
Are you trying to get back in my good graces? Because it's that comment from earlier is still coming out of your ass.
No.
Perhaps you should ask the Sykes to help in reviewing the defense for dummies.
Got him.
Way to go, sir.
Got him.
Oh, you woke up in
You
a
got it
cold
right in a cold
Oh,
sweat.
you never talked about it.
God, I'm just getting ganged up on, aren't I?
I wonder if it may be the promise of seeing that miserable look on his face is what brought me back to the court today. They made all my stress and woes as chief prosecutor just melt away.
I guess he had a lot of stress built up.
I'll get some of the stress over before we're through today. Whoa, what? Huh?
Let me just walk on my swing here. First got of the way home. Your Honor, the prosecution asks that you render your verdict at this time. Before that man over there tries to throw the court into chaos with his meaningless bluffs. I see. Mr. Wright? Are there any last meaningful bluffs you'd like to present to this court?
Why did he have to assume it would be a bluff? Because that's what you're good at.
Because you're so full of shit.
Nick, hurry up and throw a good one out there.
Phoenix latrine.
I will.
And you don't have any subordinates to help clean that toilet anymore.
I still got Athena. Well, alright then, let's see. I got it. How do you know it was Miss Wyatt who used her key card? After all, if it turns out that somebody else used her key card, it would mean Miss Wyatt didn't do it.
Interesting. And are you able to prove this bluff to be true?
I assure you I'm not bluffing, Your Honor. Well, now what?
Wait a minute, Nick. I can think of a certain somebody who might have used Ellen's keycard.
You can.
Remember? One who was sneaking around the hold in spite of not being a family member?
Oh, that's right.
Larry.
Your Honor, the defense would like I call a certain witness to the stand. I need the
Okay.
testimony of this person who may have entered the hole with Miss Wyatt's card.
Take that!
Edgeworth is not happy.
Nope.
You can't escape me, Edgy.
Are you saying that Numbskull was on the airship?
Yes.
You never breathed a word about that to me.
That's not surprising because Mr. Nickady told him to keep quiet about it. But Mr. Butts himself admitted it to me. He claimed that I found a way to sneak into that flying chapel hole to see Miss Wyatt. This photo he took and gave to me is proof.
Then, was it he who moved the lantern with the body inside the reception hall? Can we finally nail No butts for murder.
You know as well as I that with him, anything is possible. This is one possibility we should definitely look into.
I can't believe this. What in the world is he doing mixed up in this?
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Remember what we've been saying since elementary school?
When something smells, it's usually the
When
butts.
something smells, it's usually the butts.
Exactly.
Ah! That's Larry! You'll pay for this.
Well, if you want to...
Excuse me, I have the DL6 gun.
Well, you want to extract your payment now? He's right up there in the gallery!
Die! Die, motherfucker, die!
No.
No.
Damn it, I forgot to load this thing!
This courtroom's big. And... Get him, he's right
My
there.
life is flashing before my eyes. Bailiff, seize the witness before he makes a run for it. And also, make a run for some whiskey.
No. Oh, why does this stuff always happen to me?
Fuck you, Larry, but you brought this on yourself.
Fuck you, Larry.
How are we supposed to go here?
I do like Larry's remix of this theme, though.
Let us break for a 15-minute recess.
Why is the inside
I'm
box
going to go get shit-faced.
nice?
As that both parties prepare for the next witness's testimony during this time. I certainly will be. Vodka!
Where the fuck do I go?
Wow, it's been a while since I've had this much fun and excitement. Face off against Mr. Edgeworth! A harrowing tightrope walk for the defense!
I'm exhausted already. Hey, Athena.
Fuck this, I'm looking this up.
I'm here for more support.
Athena, are you all done practicing for Trucy's magic show?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I sort of ran away. But that's because she was putting my life in danger, I tell you!
I see. I think I'll need to have a one-on-one with her. You're really athletic and fit, Athena, so Trucy probably thinks she can run you rag.
That may be true. Which is why not even Truthy can keep up with me when I run at full speed.
Ha! Looks like you spoke too soon, Athena.
Shit.
Never underestimate this resourcefulness of a great magician. Magical Girl Trucy Wright is on the scene!
No!
Now, Athena, it's time to practice human combustion magic!
No!
Go on, douse yourself in this gasoline! But don't worry, it's a magic trick. After all, so it's perfectly safe. Hey you, you're not getting off that easily!
They get along so well, don't they? It reminds me of the good old days. You, me, and Pearly. Oh, and Detective Gumshoe. Can't forget him.
The writers certainly
Everyone
have.
else certainly have.
We had all kinds of fun in the crime scenes back then, remember?
Leaving me to do all the serious investigating, as I recall. Hey, Meekins.
Number 5.
What are you doing, Fitz?
I got lost in Monstro.
Oh.
Court will soon be back at concession, Mr. Wright.
Right, thank you, Meekins. Thank you, Meekins number 50.
My God.
So Larry's the next witness, right? I can't wait to see what happens.
Sadly, I can already imagine it. It's hilarious how.
Oh my God, that works. I got on the website, I don't want to hear it.
Goddamn hell, there we go. Court will now reconvene. Nope, nope, absolutely not. God damn it. I forgot you were in the building.
Nick! Gee! You're gonna hang out me out to dry, aren't you?
Yep.
God, if only. If the gods are kind, yes. I'll be front row for the execution. No, not the both of us, just Mr. Wright.
Nick! You.
I don't really think he did it, of course. But fuck him. Mr. Butts, there's a possibility you moved the lantern to have the dead body in it. So if you want to clear yourself of any suspicion, all you have to do is testify.
Now then, your testimony, please, witness.
Nick is a jerk face. That's not a fucking testimony!
Nick!
Being correct does not mean I won't hit you anymore.
You big, fat, stinking
Any
jerk!
less, rather.
Your friends bud. We're each other since elementary school. Well, get this, pal. Our friendship's over.
Good.
Not a testimony, bruh.
I picked a bad time to stop sniffing glue. Well, go ahead, Mr. Wright. He's all yours.
Why me?
You're the one who called him to the stand, so he's your responsibility.
Thanks, old chum.
Can't you just show me a little respect? Even just a shred?
No! You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright.
I would if there were any testimony to cross-examine.
Mr. Meanie Butt.
Mr. Poopy Head.
I understand you stink a poo-poo.
Hold it!
And are a real meanie McBean face.
Come on, Larry. Can you please give me something real to work with?
Don't think I don't know about tricks. If I say something careless, you're gonna strip some evidence at me with a loud objection and a super strong look on your face.
Yeah, well, that is my job. If you get found guilty, an angel gets his wings.
And if I get found guilty, how are you gonna take responsibility for what you've done?
Why should I take responsibility for just doing my job? No, wait. I can do that better.
Do you have any compassion for me?
No. Why should I take responsibility for just doing my job?
Hold it!
I'm sorry, Mr. Buds, but if it wasn't Miss White that entered the hold with that card, then you're the most likely suspect.
Oh my god. That was nothing, boss.
Nick! Are you seriously doubting the innocence of your old childhood friend?
Well, technically, yes. But it isn't personal, I assure you. It's kind of personal.
Ow!
Stop using that friend card. It ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Your friend would believe in me no matter what. Did you see my tears? Did it mean anything to you? Nick! Nick!
You don't really think you can cry your way out of this one, do you?
Okay, fine. In that case...
Hold it!
Larry, listen to me.
Shut up! I'm not talking to you anymore!
This is getting us nowhere. Come off it, Larry! If you don't quit fooling around and start testifying, Miss White will be found guilty.
For real?
If no new information comes out of this cross-examination, then yes, Mr. Butts, for real. Not that I would have a problem with that myself.
Larry, just tell us the truth already. Did you or didn't you go into the hold and move the lantern up to the reception hall?
I never moved any bull lantern. I tell ya.
Bull lantern?
What? Did I say something weird?
You told me that you didn't attend the wedding reception.
Can you believe that they told me only family and relatives could attend? They wouldn't even let me through the reception hall.
Yeah. Why?
Then that's odd. No one in this courtroom ever mentioned the sex of the lantern that was moved. So how could you know that it was a bull lantern?
You didn't have to actually go to the reception to know that. Anyone could tell you there were two pegables by looking at the Flying Chapel's pamphlets.
All I can tell right now is that there's a strong scent of bullshit in the air in here. Please add that last statement to your testimony, Mr. Butts.
Objection!
I want you to take a look at this, Mr. Butts. Because unfortunately for you, the pamphlet clearly shows a peck of cow and a peck of bull in their example diagram of the reception hall.
Huh?
But on that day, instead of putting a peck of cow and a peck of bull out for the bride and groom, there were two male peckables on display. Yet somehow you knew there were two peckables in the reception hall that day. There's only one way you know something like that, Larry. It was you who moved the peckable to the reception hall, wasn't it?
No, Larry, you didn't. Mr. Butts, did you move the lantern containing the victim's body to the reception hall?
Well, you don't have to be all smug about it.
Banner there is White Run.
And Fitch died.
That's what it looks like.
What?
Larry, you jackass.
Wait, Nick! You don't think I'm the murderer, do ya?
Maybe you and Mr. Gloomsbury were fighting over Miss Wyatt and you ended up killing him?
My, you too! Look, I did sneak into the reception, but that's as far as it went. You know me. I wouldn't hurt a fly!
No, it's been 9 years. Times could have changed. You snuck into the reception? And Fitch died.
Yeah, sure. You're the struck and caught and locked me up in one of the cabins. It was pretty awful, actually. But that's when I made that drawing of the pterodactyl I showed you, Nick.
Ixnay on the extra dactyls, nay, Larry.
Discord froze up on me again.
Oh.
Mr. Wright, not even you would take this farce that far, would you?
We are talking about Larry. What do I do? Do I accuse Larry of being the true culprit? Nah. I wish so. No, you're right, Mr. Ashford. Mr. Butts didn't have a reason to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. He might have had an imaginary reason to kill Soren Sprocket, sure, but not Mr. Gloomsbury. The 30-something-year-old wanting to murder this 20-something-year-old.
After all, he did steal Mr. Sprocket's bride and try to elope with her.
Just because I tried to steal somebody's bride doesn't make me a murderer.
I believe you. I believe you, Larry. And I don't think you killed anybody either. You would never do anything like that.
Nick,
Can we
buddy,
lie and say he did anyway?
I knew you'd come through for me.
Funny that considering your sworn testimony just now that we were through.
Mr. Butts, it's time you told the court the whole truth. Understood?
It's just like Nick said. I'm the one who moved the lantern. Poking around the reception hall before the main event, and saw a lantern was broken. There was a note on it that said, "Exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen." Try to do Ellie a favor.
So you switched the lanterns before the reception, did you? Then that means the victim really was killed before the reception. It would appear that Mr. Butts completely fell for the defendant's scheme.
Scheme.
This note from the defendant, exchanged with the one in the hold, Ellen. Mr. Butts moved the lantern with the body in it up to the reception hall because of this note. And thus, he has become a suspect in Mr. Bloomsbury's murder. Hangman Steve, kill this man immediately! Hurry!
Eh.
That second lantern did feel pretty heavy. But I never would have thought there was a dead body in it.
Ah, what was a note like that doing on a lantern in the first place?
Ellie looked kinda guilty, not gonna lie.
You got it all wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. I left that note for myself. It was simply a reminder because I can be very forgetful.
Objection!
What a sorry excuse, Miss Wyatt. Young. The prosecution contends that this note shows one facet of the defendant's murderous plan. twat. And you, Mr. Butts, you played right into Miss White's hands.
No way, Edgy. I don't believe it.
Objection!
Do you still really believe Miss White to be the culprit, Mr. Edgeworth?
Of course, my stance on the matter remains unchanged. If you think I'm wrong, then prove it with your cross-examination.
Gladly.
Right, boys, next up, Riften. Probably should actually do this first. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. You can also cross-examine the witless, which you're doing anyway.
Hold it!
Nobody saw you the whole time when you were switching the lanterns? Wow. And Fitz died.
Nope, I didn't get caught. Not this time, anyway.
Not this time? Not that time? Fuck.
Yeah, I tried to sneak into the reception hall the first time.
Goddamn.
I didn't have as much luck. Sprocket guy spotted me and nabbed me.
All my words are failing me right now.
Pretty exciting, don't you think?
Larry, you need help. That one Captain America meme. And it's just Larry.
And then they locked me up in one of the cabins. Nick, what are you asking me about stuff like this for, anyway? Is he trying to prove Alex' innocence?
Well, is that statement of his important to the case? Mr. Butts trying to crash the reception and subsequently getting locked up in a cabin? I believe these might be important facts in this case, Your Honor.
reception. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please add that statement to your testimony.
Hold it!
So you got locked up. Then what happened? Wow.
What happened? I broke out. I started looking for it. I and wandered into the reception. But yeah.
Even after they caught you and locked you up, you still went looking for Miss White? But hold on a minute. I'm gonna kill Larry. I swear to fucking God. Neo.
Wait, what is it, Nick?
Maya, doesn't something seem weird to you? Larry is saying he replaced the lantern after he broke out of the cabin.
That's right. Oh, wait, huh? You're right. It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Mr. Wright, have you found any inconsistency in the witness's statement?
Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. Mr. Buzz moved the lantern after he broke out of the cabin, but that contradicts with this.
Take that!
Is that?
Yes, it's the broken lantern, Your Honor. Mr. Butts, what you're saying doesn't make any sense at all. Fitz, wake up. You need to explain something stupid.
What?
You swapped the lanterns before the reception began, right?
Yeah, that's what I said, isn't it?
But you also just said that you swapped the lanterns after you got locked up in a cabin for trying to sneak into the reception. In other words, you're saying you swapped the lanterns both before the reception and after the reception took place. Oh God, time travel.
It doesn't make any sense. Just get a microwave. You have those here, right, in this world line?
Yes.
I know your tech is archaic, but come on! Does that man have a steampunk robot? It's me. I think I'm fucked. Mr. Butts, did you swap the lanterns before or after the reception?
Angry Edgeworth.
Which was it, before or after? There's a world of difference between the two.
Well, Mr. Butts?
I guess I can't expect guys like you to understand.
Pardon me.
In
Onward
a
to
nutshell, I
Riften.
was both before and after the reception.
What?
I tried to sneak into the first reception and got locked up.
The first reception? Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going.
And through the power of Ellie's pendant, time got rewound and we went back to the time before the reception.
Lord, kill me now.
Place the lantern. There was both before the reception and after the reception. Got it?
To escape, I must write.
So, of course, the reception would take place one more time after that, right? That's why I say it makes perfect sense.
I don't know, Edgeworth. And mass dive.
Mr. Wright, what in the world is the witness talking about? He has developed some sort of intellectual ailment I'm not aware of since we last saw him.
Well...
No sprockets seem to remember the time skip. But I do.
Oh god, Larry's got reading Steiner.
Told you I was a protagonist.
Next up on the Freak Tour, heading over to Riften. Get an Ego, Skull the Grey,
Here's
Illidan.
Here's a witty comment for our protagonist. You surely aren't paying attention.
I think the power of our love for each other made the miracle happen.
The miracle never happened. Shut the fuck up.
Every day about you. Yes. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but could you please translate this man's gibberish so the rest of us can understand?
So now I have to be the one to explain about this whole time travel thing?
Yes. Come on, Nick. You can do it.
To escape, I must write. Ew, it's you.
Sorry.
Looks like you don't have much choice, Nick.
The hell with it. I can't lose any more of my dignity today anyway. The defendant, Miss Ellen White, has told the defense the following strange story. She said that after the reception ended, she was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. She claimed that, as she was being assaulted, she made a wish upon her pendant. Please take me back to that blissful moment. In doing so, time apparently rewound itself to just before the reception began. Ghost trick style. Oh, Edward's not happy.
It's... What?
I know it's hard to believe, but think about it this way. Through the power of the pendant, both Ellen White and Larry Butt experienced time travel!
I'm going to kill you! And kill you again!
Well, yeah, that's how time travel works.
one on the cart. What? What? Ah! I hate you all so much! I hate you all! I used to be a normal judge. I used to have normal trials.
And then Phoenix came out, then all the weirdos showed up.
Well, it's worse since he's too good of a lawyer to be disbarred. What absolute rubbish! Mr. Wright, I've heard my fair share of your nonsense over the years. But this takes the case. Have you thoroughly lost your goddamn mind?
But this is simply the conclusion I came to. Using that logic ability you love so using that logic ability you love so much.
Logic ability. Logic. The ultimate superpower.
Well, yeah, he has that power in his investigation games. And logic chess.
Immuted. Edgeworth to Wright in about 10 seconds. What?
The truth of the matter is, the future president of the Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket, has been researching time machines. So, what if the time machine has already been successfully created? And what if that's one of Sprocket Aviation's top secret inventions?
Time machine.
I even saw something when we were time traveling.
Us.
I saw a pterodactyl flying through the sky. Maybe the airship was set to travel through time for the honeymoon trip.
A pterodactyl?
Objection!
You can't possibly have any evidence to back up this ridiculous time travel story.
Well, I
hate you all. Die. As I thought. In any case, I now have the evidence to prove that you're no more intelligent than Larry.
Not so fast now, Edgy. The same old Larry you used to know.
It is Larry from the future. Oh, I swear to fucking God.
Imagine that would the single best twist in any case.
Oh?
That's not a final case.
You want evidence? I got your evidence right here.
What? How is all people Larry starts the pursuit theme?
I'm a protagonist.
I'm upset. How?
I am going to kill. Yes, I'm asking for an emergency release of Ted Tenate.
This is a
from
photo I
prison.
secretly took at the first reception.
Then get the fucking neck
What?
on it.
Larry, I can't believe you! I'm gonna fucking kill myself! Well, anyway, good job.
Done with your outburst, Nick?
If we compare the photos of the first and second reception and can find a difference, then we'll be able to prove that the reception was held twice!
Do you really think such a difference exists?
Yes, Your Honor. I just need some time to find it for you.
This is preposterous. Very well, please show the court. What's different then?
This is proof positive that the wedding reception was held twice. Oh, the flowers.
Take that!
Please direct your attention to Miss White's bouquet. Kiss my ass.
Wrong.
In the photo, one of her in-laws took the defendant's. Fuck, I'm fucking up. In the photo,
okay.
one of her in-laws took the defendant holding a yellow bouquet. But in the photo Mr. Butts took, she is holding a red bouquet. I need that fucking hotshot Cybertron figure. Neo, it's you.
You're right.
Please. Oh my god.
What does this mean?
It means that the defendant really did experience 2 wedding receptions. And she did that when she traveled back through time.
Time.
And Neo died.
Nick! You did it! You proved Alan's time travel story to be true!
Yeah, I can hardly believe it myself. It's just as Alan said, the reception was held twice. It turned every assumption we based this trial on upside down!
Objection!
I refuse to accept such a ludicrous argument. It is pure fiction under the guise of pseudoscience at best.
Godspeed, majestic Spacewell.
There is simply no such thing as time travel.
I know it's hard, but can you just suspend your disbelief for 1 nanosecond, Edgeworth?
I bet sci-fi movies push all your buttons the wrong way, don't they, Mr. Edgeworth? I can totally picture you yelling, "That never happened!" every 5 seconds at the screen. Maybe you should stay away from movie dates altogether.
Damn.
Jeez.
Went for the juggler, Maya?
That's neither here nor there. This is real life we're talking about. But the proof is clearly shown in the 2 photographs.
Objection!
Fine, fine, I'll entertain your absurd delusion. If only to demolish it before your very eyes.
What?
Let's start with this then, shall we? There's one thing your time travel theory fails to explain. And that is the memories of the other guests there. The defendant and Larry remembered a reception occurring twice. No member of the Sprocket family has ever mentioned such a thing.
Objection!
That... You are not letting me talk.
Shut your bitch ass up! I'm not done, you bird brain!
Bird brain!
As I was saying, if the entire family has been sworn to secrecy, then why hadn't they sworn the woman who was marrying into the family to secrecy too?
That's a good point.
Honestly, all it takes is a little common sense, Mr. Wright. Even still, how do we know that the trip through time did not really occur? There's proof in the photos that it did. And besides, if time travel doesn't exist, well, I'd be a little disappointed, frankly. I had something to go back to the days of my youth. You mustn't allow yourself to be taken in by Wright's whimsical tales, Your Honor. I've read about it in various literature, you see. And they all say that time travel is not just not logically feasible.
Well, maybe they haven't tried. Think about that. Nah.
Done.
That author just sounds like a quitter. Yeah.
Maybe our argument was just a little too nonsensical, Nick.
Well, in that case, why don't we put common sense to the test?
Excuse me?
The writing reception was held twice. The photos are proof of that. But it wasn't because of time travel. It's simply because the reception had actually been held twice. Isn't that the most reasonable way to interpret the situation?
care to elaborate, Mr. Wright?
If time travel doesn't exist, then there's only one way to make sense of what happened. Somebody must have orchestrated this strange phenomenon, and that somebody is... the god. Everyone at the reception.
I will claim your kneecaps.
What if all the guests at the reception conspire together to hold the reception twice and keep quiet about it?
What?
Whoa!
And for what purpose would they conspire to do such a thing?
Prank.
Well,
Who's clapping?
really a deduction offense? Sherlock
Who is
Holmes?
it? I was gonna say, is it fucking Gant? With the fucking clapping?
I can tell you are not a renowned lawyer for nothing. I must say, I underestimated you.
How so, Mr. Nickety?
How did I manage to get here without incurring the wrath of a god? Security here sucks. You've managed to name each event precisely as they happened. You've revealed it all to the light of day.
Then, that means...
It was us. We orchestrated the whole thing. Yes, the reception was held twice. But not because of time travel, no. We simply held it a second time. What? Why? Why would you even do such a thing? Make it so murder Miss Elaine committed never happened. Master Soren figured that if Miss Ellen, who'd kidnapped Bloomsbury after the first reception, experienced the reception one more time, she would think it was all a dream. It was he who ordered us to make it happen. However, only a few, myself included, knew of Miss Ellen's crime. Are you saying most of the guests attended 2 receptions without knowing why? Indeed. They needed no reason. Master Soren told them to do it, and do it they did. That is the Sprocket way.
Then who hit the body in the lantern?
We did.
What the fuck?
What the?
But we did not anticipate the pedals finding their way in, nor the action of Mr. Butts. And that's how you intend
Damn,
to
so
cover
like,
the
a
whole
lot of
situation
people
up.
were in on it? What the fuck?
Well, Soren orchestrated it.
It's more along the lines of like, a couple people were in on it and everyone else just sort of went with it.
Oh, yeah.
There's just one thing.
So not
in
everyone
here
knew
that's
about the
wrong.
body.
Soren went through a lot of trouble trying to hide this.
Was not the hold. It was the Vista deck.
What? Then Miss White's recollection of the events must be correct. TJ cameo.
TJ the Jester
TJ
is
cameo.
online.
Where is
We
she?
tried to cover this incident up. But the fact that Miss Ellen killed Bloomsbury is undeniable. This is quite a turn of events.
You can see that again. Oh no, who else?
What?
Who else now?
Oh, that was a twerk.
Oh, it's
And so we've arrived at the truth
Oh,
at
don't
last.
die.
Now.
Shut the face hole in your head. Please do feel free to travel back in time, Mr. Wright, and attempt to do this trial over again. Go on.
Go on.
Okay.
No, no.
And then
Remember the Undertale this bitch.
Let's not get hasty, Edgeworth.
I bet you can't do that.
I literally can't.
I have the power of God.
I bet I can't either!
the barrier was restored.
Your Honor, we will have to hold a separate trial for the cover-up conspiracy later. But as far as this case goes, I believe we are ready for your ruling. I feel like I just made it significantly more British out of nowhere. Dying Whistle 483 is online.
Objection!
Just before the defendant lost consciousness during her attack, she says she saw someone strike the victim. It's possible that this third party is the true culprit.
Objection!
You still want us to believe the defendant's words? Perhaps you've lost more than your touch during your time abroad. This third-person nonsense is nothing but rubbish, and you know it!
Objection!
But, by the same token, how can we trust those who conspire and lie to fool this court of law? For all we know, they might still be hiding something.
Never know when to quit, do you?
Oh god.
No, calm down, both of you. Jesus Christ. Get an
Jesus.
apartment and fuck already.
I've heard things about this world.
In any case, there's... What world? In any case, there isn't enough trustworthy information for me... yet for me to render a verdict. I suggest we continue the trial. You both sides have investigated the matter further. Which world?
Just got finished up with Monstro. I'm headed to Atlantis now. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts 1 Atlantis is... janky.
Yeah, I've heard things about this world.
Very well, Your Honor.
That was close.
Yes, it's still significantly less weird than the karaoke part of 2.
God, I've heard about that too. I'm not looking forward to doing that when I eventually get to 2.
Hey, the Ursula boss fight in 2 is great, though. Flotsam, jetsam, mother needs you. Mr. Nickety. As for you and your cohorts attempt to cover up this crime, your case will be brought to a separate trial following the resolution of this current one. Understood, Your Honor. Well then, this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned. We'll simply win that trial. We have money.
Well, time travel isn't real. Yet. I hate everything about my life.
Stupid Baka life.
So the whole time traveling thing was just a ruse put on by the guests at the reception.
Looks like it. I knew there had to be some kind of trick to it.
Wow, 2 wedding receptions. Can you imagine? I wonder how much that must have cost them.
I have no idea. But you have to ask. You're not rich enough to want to know. So you got the money. It's a pretty good way to cover things up, if you ask me.
You got that right. I'm sure I would have been completely fooled.
Hey,
Hi,
Maya.
I'm back.
Hey, Maya. Are you all set to go?
Yup. Ready when you are. So, what should we start with?
Let's start with reviewing what we learned at the trial. What Ellen thought was time travel was really just a performance put on by the Sprocket. Other than that, it seems that what Ellen told us was actually all true.
So what really matters right now is the identity of the mystery person Ellen said she saw while she was being attacked.
So who is this mystery person?
That's the million-dollar question, I'm afraid. But if we want to clear Ellen of any suspicions, and figuring out who they are is key.
I think I'll take toilets for $200 instead, Mr. Wright.
Well, at least there were only so many people on that airship that night. And we know who the mastermind of the whole cover-up plot was, too, so that's good.
You mean the groom, Soren Sprocket, right?
Exactly. He might know someone that could help us out. So then what am I doing? Is this Larry? Oh my...
Yeah.
Leave me alone!
No.
Get out of my life.
I'm a very busy man, you know.
Well, all the other people involved are Soren family members. So I thought I'd better start by interviewing you. Even though I probably shouldn't trust a word out of your mouth.
Oh, man.
The depth of diversity.
A really tight schedule, but... Ah, heck. What are friends for, right? Okay, pal. Go ahead. Ask me in.
You do remember it was you who came to me for help in the first place, right? Before I save this, let's look at Charlie.
It's Charlie! His branches are as handsome as ever.
Charlie seems happy to see you too, Maya. His leaves are greener than usual today.
Well, he looks super healthy.
This fucking plant must be tree size at this point. We always
It's Audrey too now.
For real.
we always make sure he's watered and well cared for. And
Mia too.
And by we, I mean Athena and Trucy. Always remember to water your plant.
Hopefully not with human blood.